Hello, my darlings. This is number 5 in the series of 10. I'm already tired of doing these. This is S.8010 slash A.7860. If you are just joining me, there are 10 pieces of legislation floating about in the New York Senate / Assembly that will greatly impact the sales of wine and spirits in New York, as well as what happens to the bottles afterwards. So I encourage you to watch all of the videos. They can be in any particular order. Who the hell cares? And then we can go from there. So at the end of these videos, there is a still so that you know who the underwriters are for these bills, and you can email them or call them. We are asking for as much support as possible so that our voices are louder than the money coming into them to do these things. So this one, the S.8010, A.7860, this one includes spirit-based ready-to-drink cocktails in the definition of beverage, and includes ready-to-drink cocktail containers under the state's bottle deposit system. Again, this is a memo of opposition that I am reading that was built by the Metro Package Store Association, the New York State Liquor Store Association, and the Retailers Alliance. You tend to hear me kind of skip the first paragraph because it literally just, most of them say something about, you know, the above organizations, that type of thing. You probably don't care. I really don't care. So this one I may actually read. It says, together, the organizations listed above, representing approximately 3,400 liquor stores across New York State, strongly oppose the above referenced bill, which would classify liquor-based, ready-to-drink, RTD, canned cocktails as beverages and subject them to the New York State bottle deposit law. New York's alcohol regulatory framework intentionally distinguishes between spirit-based and malt-based RTD cocktails based on their ingredients and licensing requirements, which in turn determines where they may be sold and how they are taxed. Spirit-based RTDs are treated differently under New York law for several key reasons. Number 1, licensing and distributing channels. I love when the phone gets me. Number 1, licensing and distribution channels. Malt-based RTDs, such as many hard seltzers, are classified as beer and may be sold in convenience stores, grocery stores, and other outlets holding a beer license. In contrast, spirit-based RTDs are governed by liquor laws and may only be sold by licensed liquor stores or establishments with full liquor licenses, such as bars and restaurants. This separation reflects long-standing provisions in the Alcoholic Beverage Control Law, designed to regulate higher-proof alcohol more strictly by limiting sales channels. Number 2, tax structure and regulatory treatment. Excise tax rates and distribution rules differ by base ingredient. Spirit-based RTDs generally incur higher tax burdens and must comply with more stringent distribution requirements than malt-based products. Because current statutes do not provide a single modern category for all RTDs, products are treated differently depending upon whether they are spirit-based or malt-based. Number 3, consumer access and control of high-proof products. Malt-based RTDs enjoy wider retail availability as beer, while spirit-based RTDs remain confined to more controlled outlets under the ABC law to better manage high-proof alcohol and protect against underage access. Efforts in other states to expand spirit-based RTD sales into convenience and grocery outlets have been controversial and frequently stalled, in part due to concerns about youth access and diminished regulatory oversight. Extending the bottle deposit program to spirit-based RTD containers would also impose significant operational and financial burdens on small retailers. Any retailer that sells a product subject to a deposit must accept returns of that container type. Most liquor stores lack the storage capacity, staffing, and infrastructure to collect, sort, and hold large volumes of empties, and would face new costs for handling, sanitation, and logistics. Finally, from an environmental standpoint, the underlying challenge is the improper disposal of many types of containers, not solely spirit-based RTD cans. A more effective approach would be a comprehensive recycling and anti-litter strategy that emphasizes public education and stronger collection systems, rather than simply adding new container types to the deposit law without a clear, workable plan to reduce litter and to support small businesses. So why are we doing this? Why are they doing this? Malt-based beverages, whether it be a ready-to-drink, whether it be beer, whatever, consumption is down. And markets want a way to increase their profits again and to get them back up to where they want them. And so this is their answer. Let's take spirit-based RTDs away from the liquor stores and bring them in. You know what another word for all of this is? Greed. It's greed. That's really all it is. The big reason why they want specifically the spirit-based RTDs is because spirit-based have taken a big monumental chunk out of the consumption of wine, spirits, and beer. 3 years ago, there was this rough little memo that I got that said, this year is the year of the ready-to-drink cocktail. So we prepared ourselves for the onslaught of reps coming in with can after can after can after can. Some of them were good, like High Noon. Some of them were kind of a niche market, like a Sunny D. And then you had ones that just exploded onto the scene, like Surfside. So we now have, like many stores do, we now have an entire section in the store of just RTD cans that we didn't have 4 years ago. And this has been an emerging market. It goes all year round, and they go for everything. Weekends, holidays, everything. But the grocery stores noticed what was going on, and they said, we want some of that. We want to take spirit-based, ready-to-drink cans so that we can make more money. And again, what is it simply? Greed. That's really all it is. That's all of this is just greed. And that's what this is. It's unfortunate, and this is going to cost jobs. I think during our lobby day, somebody said something about like 53 to 58,000 jobs in New York would be gone. Just gone. You can't, there's no way to transition them, depending upon what's happening. And we're only 5 bills in. I still have 5 more to go. I'm going to post the still at the end of this so you can reach out to the powers that be who wrote these stupid things so that you can say, hi, what are you doing? They want to tell you it's convenience. It's still not convenient. Still not convenient, especially when you have the ability for a minor to get their hands on these things. One of the staff and I were working a night shift, I don't know how many months ago, and we saw 2 young men come flying out of the grocery store next door with like 2 or 3 of the big cases of, it's the tea one. You know which one I'm talking about. And then the other one had this stack of like ready to go meal stuff out of the front. Twisted tea. And nobody stopped them next door, because they kept checking over their shoulder to see if anybody was following them. Nobody was following them. And my coworker got grainy pictures, but she tried. And I went next door and I said, hey, did you guys know that you just got robbed? And they said, what do you mean? Oh my gosh, what do you mean? They had no idea. These were kids that were probably 17 to 19 years old. And that's what's happening now in a suburban grocery store just with Arizona iced tea, which is a malted. Pardon my French, just for one moment, because I am a New Yorker and I do swear. What the do they think is going to happen when you introduce, like, sorry to be insulting, the real stuff? What do you think is going to happen? You're going to see this more and more, and they don't stop them. They don't stop them. They don't even notice. And I have to be honest, I don't know if they cared. I don't know. I really got a very cavalier attitude from the front staff when I mentioned it to them. They were like, oh, these are minors with alcohol. And they just stole, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how much that stuff is. Probably like $70 worth of stuff out of your store. And I don't know. But this is what we're looking at. We want to prevent spirit-based cocktails from getting into the hands of minors, which is why we have them in our store, because we card, there's one door in, one door out, and if you don't provide me the right thing, you're not getting out with it. It's just not going to happen. And I'm going to pull the panic button. So to put them into the state's deposit bottle system, this is smoke and mirrors. I know it. You know it. We all can start to see through this after 5 freaking bills now. So, again, I'm going to post the still at the end of this. Please reach out to Assemblyman Alvarez and Senator, I'm going to kill his name, and I do apologize in advance, Sepulveda? I'm guessing it's Veda, but I'm not entirely sure. To Luis and George, why? Stop letting people who don't care about small businesses influence you. You're representing not just like the Bronx, which both of them are from the Bronx, from the 32nd and the 78th district. Come on, really? Please, like, let's use our heads. Let's stop the nonsense. And unfortunately, this is not the only one that Luis has put forward. It gets worse. And I don't know why he has chosen to attack businesses and jobs like this. And I would love to get an answer from him. So, Luis, if you just happen to see this or somebody forwards it to you, what the hell? Respectfully, of course.